Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man. The Falcon Squire wagon was unloved in 1964, but turns heads today. The Americans call them woodies, but the panelling, it's just fiberglass and plastic. But it's a passion that Shannons understands, which is why my Fords are insured with Shannons. And now, so's the home.
Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Gasolene is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer creator of Gasolene. Hope you enjoy.
Okay viewers, I've got Sal with me at the moment. Behind us is his XA GT, but it's not a normal everyday XA GT. Sal, this is a pretty special car. What can you tell the viewers about it?
It's a Rothmans cigarette company promo car, which with the XAs, they had 3 of them. 2 of them were sedans and 1 of them was a coupe. The coupe's no longer in existence. That was an RPO 83. The other sedan's in Queensland as far as I know. This car here, I sorted it back in 93. I was looking for an XA to restore back then, preferably a wild violet with white trim at the time, and I was looking for a long time, probably 12 months or so. Then found this car in a trading post ad. Nothing about the colour was said, just XA GT, 1 owner, 530 horsepower. They'd set it up as a drag car at the time, but it was still in trim and everything else. Cut a hole in the bonnet for a velocity stack. Went and had a look at it. It was in just an old shed in the area as well, in East Keilor, or a panel beater's shed. Didn't know anything about the colour still up until this stage, and looked at the paint code and saw Y113 and thought that's a bit odd. Did a bit of research on it and found out it was a rare colour, but didn't even know, after I'd bought it, I still didn't know it was a Rothmans car. It wasn't until later that a couple of mates helped me out and we managed to source the colour. It was a bit hard back then to find out colours and all sorts of stuff. I think it was Dave at GT Performance that helped me out with that. Other than that, it's 37,000 Ks when I bought it, and it's done 39 now, so it hasn't done many Ks.
Okay, so since you've owned it, although it hasn't done a great amount of kilometres, you've done a full restoration on it?
Yeah, back then I'd pulled it down. As it was in its drag trim, I took it to Calder a few times and ran a couple of good low numbers, but it'd done a head gasket. And at that stage then I said I'm just going to pull it back down and restore it back to factory trim, as far as, not factory, but back then you could modify cars a little bit and it didn't really matter. Now you get a lot of people that are a bit anal about doing them spot on, but I'm sort of not like that. I like something to go good. So it's the original block and everything, but yeah, it still goes good, still runs a high 11.
Okay, Sal, so you got the car back in 92, was it?
Yeah, 92, 93. It was the end of 92, Christmas time, just before Christmas. So yeah, it was 92. But the car at the time, I think I only paid about $7,000 for it back then, which it's not a lot of money, but for a young kid it was a lot of money. At the time, yeah, I was looking for like I said, a wild violet one, but I was willing to spend 12 at the time. But yeah, glad I come across this one. Dad wasn't impressed. He thought should have put it towards the house. Yeah, back then. But anyway, yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah. Still with the family.
Pretty good investment now. I'm sure you might have made a bit of money on a house, but a one of two, almost maybe one of one XA GT like this is
a bit of
definitely going to appreciate.
Else. Yeah. And the kids are starting to enjoy it too, so it's good too.
That's it, it's great. It has been a really good family day out here today.
Oh,
You've got the kids with you.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of fun?
A lot of fun, yeah. It's good just to chat with people and talk about different cars and everything else. So you see a lot of cars that don't get out. They're all stuck at home in garages and that, so it's good to come out and have a look at them. It's good fun.
All right, Sal, thank you very
No
much
worries.
for having a chat. It's been a lot of fun and we'll let you keep going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here we are, viewers. I've got Maury with me at the moment. Maury, behind us is your 1970 Challenger.
Yep.
What can you tell me about the car?
Well, she's probably built late 69, about November 69. It wasn't originally a 318 car, but now she's a 440 RT clone. Looks pretty stock, the motor, and feels like it's fairly stock, but it gets up and goes pretty good. I've changed the diff. It did have a 323 in it, and I'll put a taller diff in it because I couldn't handle the price of fuel. Doing 3,000 revs at 100 k's, I just got sick of just watching the gauge go down. So I put a 276 in it. It's a little bit better, but it's a 440. What do you do? I mean, they just seem to suck it in and blow it out the back end. So, yeah. It was, from what Tony at TGS told me, it came from Las Vegas. It's interesting because we got it up on the hoist a couple of weeks ago and we had a look around and we found some bullet holes in it. And those bullet holes, one goes through the back seat into the floor and out the back. Another one was in the boot, like they might have had a body in the boot and went poof, or you never know. But yeah, could have either that or it was probably sitting in a paddock somewhere and they've taken shots at it. But I like to think it might have been something more interesting.
Yeah.
Especially come from Las Vegas,
Little bit of colourful history there.
Yeah.
What else do you know about the history of the car? You said it's from Las Vegas.
Yep.
Have you got much of the owner's history in the States or the
No, not at
restoration
all.
work?
What I've done is I've put the feelers out to try and find the original 318 that was in it. Because even if it's only a 318 matching numbers car, it'd be just nice to have the original motor. Now, there's a couple of sites in the States that do that sort of thing for you, and they'll hunt around, and if they do find that a motor for sale with that number, they give you a call. So if you can find the motor, it'd be nice to have that 318 sitting there, and you've got a matching numbers car. Whether that's going to make the value any better these days, I'm not too sure, but I think it's just a great driver, and just love driving it. I mean, it's 100 miles per gallon. Yeah. It's a great car.
Have you got many plans for the car? You said you haven't had it that long. What are you planning on doing with it?
Well, early in the year, I want to pull the motor and just basically clean her up underneath. She's like, I've been driving it quite a lot, so it's quite dirty under there. Maybe put a set of coilovers on it, make a corner a bit better, but Challengers never really did corner that well anyway. But to get it go a bit harder, maybe pull the motor down, check the cam and make sure it's dialed in. If it's not a lumpy cam, maybe drop a purple one in. Port it, maybe different headers. It's still got the old stock logs on the side. It restricts it a bit, and they use a bit too much fuel. It'd be far more efficient with a good set of headers on it.
And what about those bullet holes? Are they going to stay or are they going to go?
I think they're a feature that can stay. I don't think it's a bit of a talking point, isn't it? Bit of colour. Yeah.
All right, Maury, it's been great having a chat with you. It's great to see these cars out, especially
Right.
when you hear those interesting stories like the bullet holes and you're not really sure what happened. The rain's just starting to come down, so I'll let you go, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Stay tuned for more gasoline after the break.
Don't forget to check out the all-new Shannons Club. Once you sign up, you can create your own profile, including things like your previous cars, your current cars, the history of those cars, modifications and photographs. You can also search for other members' vehicles, keep up to date with things like news and current events, videos, check out your local car clubs and jump on the forum to talk to other like-minded enthusiasts about your passion. And here we are, viewers. I'm still down at Essendon Fields at the Make-A-Wish Foundation car show. I've got Tony with me here. Tony, your Buick behind us, great looking car. What can you tell me and the viewers about it?
Well, it's the 1961 Buick Lesabre. Bought this from the States a couple of years ago. The car, as is, turnkey, house of colours paint job. The motor, I bought it with a 455 big block, turbo 400 9-inch diff, disc brakes front and rear. I spent a bit of money on the motor now. I've actually I've gone a little bit hypo on the motor. I've gone heads, big cam, roller rockers, roller lifters, 850 Holly, custom made, custom built headers, and she drives well, runs really good. Nice car.
All that motor work, Tony, did you do that yourself or was that done by someone else?
I've got a good friend of mine, Darren from Sussex Street Garage, quite good at building motors. I bought all the gear from a place in America called TA Performance. We put down a list of all the things that we needed, the components to actually build the motor, and those guys then put the motor together, and now she's running well.
Okay, as well as that, what about the rest of the drivetrain of the vehicle? What's behind that engine?
Well, we've got a turbo 400, probably stage 3. It's got it's a reverse pattern shift, and the diff's a 9-inch, it's 3 9s, LSD. Yeah.
Okay, so a 61 Buick. There wouldn't be that many of these in Australia. I haven't seen many around. What about yourself?
No, I haven't seen many at all, actually. There's only a handful that I've seen. This particular model, not many. I've seen a couple of convertibles, but this car here, that's why I bought it. I bought something different, something unique. I'm quite happy with it.
And you purchased it overseas. Did you fly over and inspect it yourself, or was it through an auction site?
No, I would have liked to fly over. No, I've actually bought it online, eBay. Had plenty of photos there, so it told the story of the ground-up restoration. So, with a bit of confidence there, I decided to buy it. Yeah.
Really good work, Tony. It's a great car. Great to see you out here. It's been a beautiful morning. Thanks for having a chat. We'll let you keep going.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks.
Here we are, viewers. I've got Vince with me at the moment. Vince, behind us is a 68 Charger. What a great looking car. What can you tell me about it?
Well, it's a 68 Charger. I sourced it from the States. My mates helped me do that. We got it painted over there, and we've just been adding to it slowly throughout the years. I've had it for about 3 years now.
What sort of restoration work was done on the car, Vince?
Full paint job, a bit of rust cut out. Didn't have much rust, which was pretty good. And motor, diff, had a new auto put in it over there. Yeah.
When you found the car over there in the States, you said it had a little bit of rust. Was it a complete vehicle? Was it still running and driving?
No, it wasn't driving actually. I've seen it in photos. It was just a roller. Had all the motor in it and that, and they ended up gutting the whole car when they restored it.
And with that restoration, obviously all the paint and panels been done. What's been done to the drivetrain?
The drivetrain was standard. When it got here, we put a cam in it, me and the kids, cam lifters, put a stall in it, we put gears in it. But all the drivetrain's coming out in the next month or so. Bought another whole drive line for it.
What drivetrain are you planning on putting in it now, Vince?
Same 440 big block. It's tunnel rammed. Should be pushing about 700 horsepower, and it's got a 350 shot of NOS. I don't know if we're going to hook it up or not. We'll see how we go.
Are you still going to run the same transmission and diff with that, or are you going to change it around a bit with that new engine?
Nah, diff's got to come out. Won't hold out the horsepower. We're going to put a 31 spline 9-inch in it, and a new transmission just come in from the States a couple of weeks ago.
Now, I believe when you had the car restored in America, there was a bit of a wait. It took quite a while?
Yeah, it took about 2 years to get here. My mates organised, I've got to thank them. They've done a lot for me at Classic Custom Imports in Heidelberg. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the car. In the end, I virtually gave up. I thought it wasn't coming.
So you waited 2 years. Were you getting progress pictures, anything, or was it just nothing?
No, it was pictures and that, but yeah, it was more like, yeah, it's coming. And in the end I thought, no, it's not coming.
All right, Vince, I can't wait to see the car with the new engine in it. Thank you very much for having a chat. I hope you've enjoyed your day, and we'll catch you soon.
I have. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on your show. Appreciate it.
Here we are, viewers. I've got Stella with me at the moment. Stella, we've just had a chat to your husband, Vince. I believe he brought you this Challenger here as a present, is that correct?
Yes, I got this for Christmas. It'll be a year next week, and it was a big surprise.
A big surprise. Kids, that must have been exciting when this thing rolled down the driveway as a Christmas present for your mum.
Yes, it was.
It was. And how does it feel having a car like this as your family car?
Well, it feels great. I love the car shows. I love the hanging out with my family, and yeah, it's really good.
What can be better than having the Challenger and the Charger out, the whole family at car shows?
I love it. Priceless. Priceless.
Stella, since you've had the car, have you had to make any changes? I know it came into the country like this. What's been done to it since it arrived?
Me driving behind the wheel.
So you've obviously had a bit of fun. You haven't had to change anything?
No, no, no. Oh yes, the rims, the rims, the rims. We've had to change the rims.
And you changed rims. Was that a personal choice, was it? Was it a look thing or a performance?
Yes, and the tyres. No, it was more for the look. The look,
The
definitely the look.
Well, you've got to get it right. When you park next to your husband's black car, you want to make sure it looks right. Now, Stella, I really want to know, which car do the kids prefer to go in?
The Charger.
The Charger?
The Charger, not my car.
Maybe it's the black, I don't know, but Stella, it's a great looking Challenger. Thank you very much for having a chat.
Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for more gasoline after the break.
It's all I seem to do when you're here is blame. And everything you've ever said to me abstain.
Modern Plating, for all your plating needs. With over 50 years experience in delivering quality to the automotive restoration industry, whether it be bumpers, die-cast pieces, polishing and repairs to aluminium or stainless steel mouldings, even ceramic coatings, Modern Plating has it covered. modernplating.com.au, located 4 to 6 King Street, Oakley, Victoria. Remember, Modern Plating, when quality matters. Here we are, viewers. I've got Mario with me at the moment. Mario, you've got your beautiful XW GT replica behind us. Great looking car. Did you find it like this?
No. When I bought it, it was matte black, and I took it home and I started build the motor. Then after the motor, I stripped the whole car, interior, respray. You know, it was not even a rust on it. It only on the left-hand side door. So I was happy with it, and it took me 8 months to do it.
So you've done a complete rebuild on the car. The full drivetrain's been done. Is it just the engine that's had to freshen up, or is it the whole way through?
Whole way through, yeah. And then I was like now, I'm still happy with it, but I was thinking about probably another couple of months. I might stroke it. So who knows?
Have you had the current engine out on the dyno, or do you just want to stroke it?
Yes, I had it on the dyno and done 320 horsepower in the back wheel.
320 horsepower on the back wheels, pretty impressive out of an XW. Do you get the car out much, or does it just stay in the shed?
No, stay in the shed. When it's the nice weather, we go for cruise. You know, the car show coming up, we just go for car show, and that's it.
Mario, it's been a nice day today. The weather has been beautiful. It's great to see you out here. Hope you're enjoying your day, and thanks for having a chat.
Yep, you too. No worries. Thank you.
viewers, I've got George with me at the moment. George, we're still out at Essendon Field for the Make-A-Wish Charity Day. We've got your 68 GTO behind us. What a car.
Yeah, Mick, I've had the car for about 4 years or so. I've done a 2.5 year frame off restoration on it. The car was owned by an older fella up in Seymour. He was about 70 years old, and he had the car for 38 years. She's all right. She's turned up all right.
Okay, so we had the car for 38 years. That's a really long time. Did you know about the car, or did you just track it down? Was it advertised?
Yes, it was advertised on car sales, and as it turned out, I'm the new owner. So yeah, no, it was it worked out fine.
Okay, George, when you found that car, what sort of condition was it in?
It had a lot of rust in the usual areas. Also, I had to replace the whole boot floor as well. I had to replace the roof skin because the previous owner put one of those pop-up sunroofs on there. So had to replace roof skin. But apart from that, everything was factory original. It's got the his and hers dual gate shifter, engines original engine trans as well. Interior is all factory, untouched. Relatively what they call a barn find.
A barn find?
Yeah. So it's great.
And George, these 68 GTOs, they actually won Car of the Year in America for 68, is that correct?
Yes. That is correct, Mick. Because look, this is my second GTO. I used to own a 1970 as well. I did a frame off on that one. They're a really nice car to drive, Even though it's been converted, it was converted to right-hand drive by Chapel Engineering. They were located up in Richmond. So the car drives really nice, so yeah.
And George, what makes that car drive so nice? What's the drivetrain of the vehicle?
It's got a 400 big block Pontiac engine, which I've stroked to a 492 cubic inch. It's got a hydraulic roller cam, roller lifters, rockers. It's got a big high-rise manifold, a 950 Pro Systems carb. Transmission is a turbo 400. It's just got a small stall, 2,500, which is perfect for the street. That's how I've set it up, so it's streetable, Original diff, 10 bolt, it's running 336 gears, so that's all factory as well.
And George, all that mechanical work, did you do that yourself or did you source it out to other people?
In regards to the engine, I had the short block set up by Duggins up in Reservoir. So they put together crank rods, pistons for me, and I put on heads and everything else. And I've basically put the whole car together. Took the body off the chassis, had the chassis sandblasted. I painted underneath the car. So pretty much every nut and bolt has been turned on it.
It's a credit to you, George. The car does really look fantastic. It's great seeing it out here today. Thanks for having a chat. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thanks very much, Mick. Appreciate it, mate.
see you next week on Gasoline.
Gasoline is proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors. I'm Michael Curzon, producer creator of Gasoline. Hope you enjoy.